Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am talking to you from a Hannaford grocery store in North Waterboro, Maine, where my sister lives. It's the only grocery store, so this is where I am. I am going to tell you a little bit about our trip, and then in a little bit you will see some clips of us, how we spent the day today in Kennebunkport, Maine, and I didn't record like I would have liked to. There's just so much to do, and I would have liked to show you Kennebunkport and things like that, not just the boats on it, the beach. But anyway, I did what I could, and so I just wanted to fill you in. Obviously, I'm in Maine. If you've watched my previous video, you knew in that video that I was going to Maine, but when you watched that video, I was already in Maine. So here's how this trip has gone. Really, it's been good, with one exception. We flew out on Tuesday, the 19th. This is July, so July 19, 2022, if you're watching in the future. And our flight was at 5:55 a.m. So we wanted to get... Derek said he wanted to pick me up a little bit before 4, I think like 3:50, something like that. And I set my alarm to go off at 3:15, ended up waking up at 2:15, around there somewhere, and decided that I just needed to get up. I wasn't going to go back to sleep. He was awake also. So we got up, we went to the airport, all that went good. He dropped us off, he parked the car. And we're very glad we went very early because the place was packed. Going through security took a long time, but we weren't worried, so that was good. I was a little bit worried about going through security because it's the first time I take human remains with me, but I knew that's what you do. You take them with you and you carry them on the plane, and, I had called to make sure, is there anything special I need, whatever, no. So... we went through that, but it took a little bit more time because they had to pull that aside, and, just had to wait a little bit. Our flights were on time, no delays. We ended up getting to our gate just on time. We got to sit down and rest a little bit before we started boarding, so I'm glad we left as early as we did. A little bit of turbulence on the first leg, but Skylar and I had one row, and then Derek had a whole row to himself. And then we changed planes. We had enough time to get to the next gate. So again, it was chill and got on. This time it was full, but it was just the three of us together. It's not like when you're cramped with strangers. So it was the three of us. So very turbulent. And I was in the middle. They both fell asleep. And I put a pillow on my shoulder for Skylar, and Derek kept, bouncing, and so I gave him my neck pillow to put on, this way, but he put it that way. He was good, but you put it in front of you so you don't, your head doesn't go down. And I was on my iPad, and I don't do well with turbulence if I'm on an iPad or something like that. And I stayed on my iPad, and I got so sick. I was so sick. I could not wait. But I'm sick, and I'm complaining, and I'm still trying to play this game that I'm playing. That, finally that ended, and a little while after we got off the plane, I felt better. We got our luggage. We rented this car, a Toyota something. First time I drive it is right now. And then we headed toward Maine, because Manchester is in New Hampshire, and, we stopped along the way, and then I had to stop at the office for the church to fill out some paperwork for my mother's burial, and then I stopped at this Hannaford near my sister to buy a box of hamburger patties, because that's what I was going to live off, and I got a rotisserie chicken, and we got some seltzer. Then we got to my sister's, and there's the hot house. I know my sister has never had air conditioning. Obviously, I know that. I've known her my whole life. They moved, and when they built the house that she's in, I don't know, 40-something years ago, closer to 50, the windows roll out. So it wasn't windows that would fit air conditioners. But that didn't matter, because a lot of people have this way of thinking. It's only hot in Maine for maybe 3 months, so why bother? would anybody say it's only freezing in Maine for 3 months? We don't need heat. We can, you know. I'm all about air conditioning, and no air conditioning. Hot and humid. It has been awful in the 90s with high humidity, and I'm struggling with it. So that night was not as bad as the second night. That night, at least at night, it cooled off a little bit, but you're still all damp and sticky, and and just a lot of things. For instance, there's these little tiny little bugs. They're not, to me, they almost look like the shape of a flea, but they're not fleas. I can't remember the names. They come in through screens if you have any lights on. So she likes to leave all the lights off so we don't attract those bugs. And then if there's any breeze at all, she doesn't like to have fans on, because why use electricity when you're getting a natural breeze with all these open windows that are letting all the bugs in? And, you know, I just, it literally drips off my face. I mean, I've never spent this much time this hot since I was a teenager before we ever had an air conditioner in our house. We got the first air conditioner was when I was 15, and we still slept upstairs in the awful, awful heat instead of, you know, just crashing on the couch in the living room. I don't know. And I'm hot right now, and I accidentally turned the air conditioner off, and I don't know how to turn it back on. So, okay. So that was the first night. Now, the next morning, we were going to bury my mother, and that was making me nervous. Is everybody going to be there on time? And when I say everybody, I mean like the priest and the people digging the hole, you know. So my sister's family, we were all there early enough. I had brought artificial flowers to put in the thing, in the vases or whatever with the foam. So I was there early enough to set that all up. And when we got there, even though we got there early, they had the table or whatever set. So we put her ashes on that. And then the priest came, and he's very, very nice. And it was so incredibly hot, bright sunshine. I mean, it was like laughable. We just couldn't believe how hot it was. And it was a very nice, short service. My mother would have loved it. I buried her with her rosaries, and she had a pile of rosaries, and I pulled out her favorites, and I let anybody who wanted souvenirs of my mother's, you know, of the rosaries for a souvenir, everybody picked what they wanted, and all the rest went in the ashes with her. So she has all her rosaries, and then we left. I don't think anything eventful. Oh, we all got a chance to put some of the sand. Most people, they said, when the service is done, you just wave to us and you guys can leave, and then we'll come and bury your mother. And I said, am I allowed to stay there for that? Because I want to see that that's actually going in that hole. That's just the way I am. And they said, oh yes, if you want to. Now, some people, that's too much for them. It's too sad. I want that closure. And I told my family, the only people that were there, me and my sister and our kids and our grandkids. My sister has 3 sons and 4 grandchildren. I have just Derek and Skylar. That's all that was there. So I told my family, you can stay if you want. If you don't want to, wait for that. You can go. And everybody wanted to stay. And then I don't remember, I think it's one of my nephews who said, do you mind if I put a shovel full of sand on that? And he said, no, go right for it. So we all took turns. I think we all started by just doing a handful, and then the guy offered the shovel. So I got to do a handful of dirt on my mother's little, not urn, the vault. There's a little vault. And then I got to do a shovelful. So we felt good that we did that. I was glad. I liked that. And everybody seemed to be happy that they got to do that. And then we went to my sister's, and everybody ate. And then, did we go swimming in the afternoon? Yes, we did. We went swimming at the lake. So we spent a good part of the late afternoon, early evening swimming. And then went back to my sister's, and that was the hottest. We watched Big Brother, and then I had to go to bed, and you might as well have just put my nightie in water and put it on me. I mean, it was so bad. But I got through the night, and today we got up, and still very hot, and we weren't sure what we were going to do. I knew I wanted to record today, so I said, all I want to do is I want to do my book list in the morning like I usually do, and then I want to record at some point. So we had talked about going to the beach, but everybody thought it's a lot of work and a lot of sand and wet kids and all that. So I said, how about we go to Kennebunkport and we'll just, you know, go skip rocks and, you know, just to go see the thing. So it was perfect. Everybody loved it. We had such a good day. We were gone about 4 hours, and that's what I'm going to be showing you in just a bit. And I will tell you that I could not see a thing with the camera. I mean, I just couldn't see a thing. So I was like, I don't know what I'm recording. So it might not make sense because there were times that I thought I was recording, but then when I would push the button that I thought I was turning it off, I was actually now turning it on. I could just see the little red circle pop on. And that meant I knew that all the talking I just did, I wasn't recording. So I had to try to juggle and remember, where did I leave off? I think I did about as good a job as I can. It's nothing exciting. It's just that, you know, we were together and we went to the port where my father used to have his boat, and then we went to Walker's Point, which is the Bush compound where the presidents stayed. And I explained that a little bit. Yeah, I'll explain. I'm not going to explain it again. I explained it to you in the video, I think. I think that part made it. And then, and we went to the blowing cave, and it wasn't blowing. It was going to start blowing because the tide was coming in. It's just a cave that when the tide comes in, it shoots water, and it can really be a lot, and people can get drenched. And you can park there and sit there and wait to get water blown on you, but we didn't get that lucky. And then we went back to my sister's, and it's very hot, and I uploaded the little bit of footage that you're about to see. And now I'm here at Hannaford because I ate my last hamburger patty. Derek helped me. I had bought a box of only 16. I knew that wouldn't last. And now I'm coming in to Hannaford to buy some more hamburger patties and some milk for the kids. And oh yeah, so Skylar has had her 4 cousins. You'll see in the video, she had them Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and they're staying again tonight, so that was very nice. And that's why I didn't want to get a hotel room, because we would have to be at least 30 minutes out, so like an hour round trip to have a hotel room, and she would want to be with her cousins, and I don't want her to just be there with her cousins and not me and her father. So I told Derek, let's just stick it out. It's not a long trip. And I, you know, told them, I've been telling them, I want very much to come back to Maine every summer and, you know, maybe rent a place near the beach. And I was trying to do that for this trip, but it was too much. I needed to just get my mother buried. So we focused on just that. And so far, other than the heat, it has been perfect. So I'm very, very glad about that. Now, tomorrow we leave, but our flight is a 7-something. I can't remember. We're going to be leaving probably around 3 p.m., leaving my sister's home. And we just want a chill ride to Manchester Airport. We're going to stop by the cemetery. I think I might have told you some of this in the video you're about to see. If so, sorry for repeating. And we're going to arrive very late Friday night, after midnight, at the airport. And then by the time we get the luggage and return the car, no, we won't return the car there in Memphis. We're doing that in Manchester. So we'll get the luggage and then drive home from Memphis, and I'll be going into my ice-cold apartment, which won't be because I set it at 75, not being there, but I generally have it set at 68. I like it to be, you know, cold enough that I want a blanket on me in bed. It'll cool off quick. So that's where we stand, and I just wanted to let you know all that. So now I'm going to let you watch the little bit that I record, and I have to get out of this car. It's getting hot, and I'm going into Hannaford to pick up a few things. And what you're going to see is just, you know, a little bit of what we did. It's really the, you know, the biggest activity we did together, other than swimming and other than having a graveside service for my mother, which went very, very well. So I'm very happy. I mean, geez, I was just so worried that something would happen to make this not go as planned, and it went as planned, and it's pretty much perfect. You know, if anything had to be bad, it's the heat. I don't care about that. It's you know, we got the job done that we wanted to do, and it's all good. So just watch the rest of this video, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye. We decided to come out for a ride to get out of my sister's very hot, non-air conditioned house. And we took a ride to Kennebunkport. My little nieces and nephews, I don't know if they've ever been to the port. One has, and Skylar has, because her dad tries to come here every time. He's in Maine to see where my father used to work, and it is so nice. It's like 76 degrees, nice breeze, and the sun isn't really, you know, shining down on us. We're actually supposed to be having a storm. So anyway, I thought I would just show you the position that my father always had was the very front of the line of boats. I can't see in my screen at all, but where that one would be. And there was a line. I don't know how it's decided who gets what position. And I know that you guys have never seen my father's lobster boat yet because I have to go through pictures. But this is where he worked, and I spent many, many hours on that boat with him in the summer. And there's a couple of my nephews. My sister is here. She's not really camera friendly, so I probably will not be recording her. There is Skylar and her two little cousins, Nora with the blonde hair, Maggie, the shorter one, and each of those girls has a brother. The blonde-haired girl, this is Jessie, her brother, and then Dean is the other one. So I actually want to go down there and try skipping some rocks. Oh, it is so nice. I don't want to leave here. I'm going to try very hard to spend a couple weeks, or at least a week, at the beach next summer. I want to start planning it now. Wow, Derek. I don't know if I got that on camera, but... It's called skimming. I'm trying to go up in the air, but I can't. And that was a huge rock.
It's like a penny.
That is so cute.
Why, you gonna throw it?
Yeah, he did. We're gonna whoever that was, she did.
Did you get one yet, Skylar?
No, I haven't skipped one
That's a perfect rock. Right there.
Well, then you don't want to give it to me. That is a perfect rock.
Jesse got one.
I keep getting it. Trying to skip it.
I can't see anything in my little screen, so I don't know what you're seeing. I just know that I'm so happy that we are here. It is, you know, it's hot at my sister's. I don't know if you guys realize how much that bothers me, and it has been hot. They've had 2 weeks of like a heat wave, and it is so humid. But so today, you know, we're flying out tomorrow as I'm recording this, and today Derek was just like, I don't know what to do, because it's such a hassle. We have to take 2 cars because we have 5 kids, 3 adults, so 8 people total. And I said, look, let's just take a ride to the port, Kennebunkport, and you know, skip some rocks, whatever. So he's so happy. It's all he keeps saying is, I'm so happy we're doing this, and I am too. Now I'm going to tell them that we could go to the blowing cave, but it's low tide and there's no cave blowing. But that's where the Bush complex is, the president's. And it was Barbara Bush's, the old Barbara Bush. No, there's only one Barbara Bush. 2 George Bushes, but it was her family's. Walker's, I think, was the name, because it's called Walker's Point. Anyway, so the presidents have, over the years, they come here every summer. They used to. I don't know if any of them still do. I mean, obviously, Barbara and George, her husband, are dead. But anyway, you know, when you get to there, you can park, and there's a cave that when the water's coming in, I believe it has to be, you know, coming into high tide. It just shoots and sprays, and sometimes it will spray completely over the road, which is always kind of cool. I just liked it. And yeah, these are the things that I did as a kid. My father would say, "Oh, the cave is blowing. Let's go park next to it. Yeah, let's do that. And I don't know what else. Maybe we can take another ride along the coast. I just know we don't need to all be sitting in my sister's very hot house. And it is supposed to storm later. If it doesn't, if there is no storm, then we might go to the lake again. My sister lives on the back side of a lake, Lake Ossipee. Is it Little Ossipee? Ossipee Lake, I think. There is a Little Ossipee. I should know. She's lived there for what? 40 years? 40-something years. So we went swimming yesterday, and we'll probably do that again. And then I have to sleep in a sweltering hot bedroom. And then tomorrow we get up, and we'll probably leave her house somewhere between 2 and 3 p.m. Our flight is only at 7-something, but I want to go by the cemetery to see if my mother's, flowers are still standing, and to, we just want to chill and be able to stop on the way to the airport, maybe grab something to eat, whatever. So that's what we're going to do, and then we will be home. We land in Memphis after midnight, so I'll be home Friday night. Saturday morning, my life goes back to normal, and I'm very excited about it because I have 2 things now that I have been struggling with, just consuming me, and it can, I don't know, you guys know, I take things a lot harder than a lot of people. So I'm very glad to have 2 things done. I got that complaint filed that I've been working on forever for the moving companies, and I will still be working on that, but now I'm over that hump. I know I've done everything I can do for my own personal gain of trying to recoup anything, which will probably be nothing, but I'll have the satisfaction of hopefully being able to help others who want to move. And then my mother being buried. I mean, that's a big one. And, I knew I would eventually get her there, but I would have liked, all of us to be there, and it worked. It worked. First shot, we were able to do it. My biggest fear was that flights would get canceled and that we'd have to start all over again, and, who knows, it could have taken us all the way to next summer, and I just did not want to be thinking about that for that long. So we were able to all be together, and I'm just so completely at peace with that is done. Still have to get the stone engraved, though. There is that little thing, but we'll get that done. And so they're all walking. I don't know if I explained to you why I'm over here. They're just all walking. They went all the way down to the big rocks, and I went about halfway, and I said, no, I'm going to turn around, and I'll just show you. I don't know what you see, but the kids must be all the way down around the bend, and that's my sister coming back, and Derek and his cousin Ron. That was my sister's youngest, and they're only 4 months apart, so they kind of grew up almost like brothers, but Ron's older brothers are 5 and 7 years older than him. So we really always had the 4 boys together. I think I said 5 kids and 3 adults. I wasn't counting myself. There's 4 adults. I don't know what I said, but I guess I don't qualify as an adult in my mind. So I didn't know I was one. Without really knowing what I'm looking at, this is where we just were, and now we're at this little beach. It's a part of Kennebunk, but there's a big beach that way. Oh yeah, we can see all the people. That's Kennebunk Beach or Kennebunkport Beach. Can't remember if it's just Kennebunk Beach, I think. A lot of people, very hazy. And we used to come to this beach because it was easier to park. Not as many people came when I was little. And we'd be able to watch the lobster boats, and we'd see my dad come in, and then we'd gather up and go meet him at the port. I'd help him take out the lobsters and bring them to the pound to sell them. I just loved all that stuff. And there's my family. Getting my camera with me.
Is it on?
I don't know. I see us a little bit. Most people collect rocks or shells, and Skylar is collecting body parts of crabs. they want to go walk to the end of that pier, and I'm not going because I don't feel steady enough to trust that anymore. I really am very afraid of falling. I don't want to be put out of commission, falling and breaking a hip or something. And my sister is going, and she's prone to falling, so we're gonna see how this goes. And Skylar is going with her dad, but the other kids are all staying here. And yes, the tide is coming in, and there's a pretty strong undertow, so that's why we're telling the kids that they can only go to their ankles right now. They were in deeper, but I'm in no mood to go out and try to save people. So I'm having them close while my family falls off that pier. Oh my God. I worry about everything now. I think my sister has stopped. The other three are continuing. Don't know what you see. But Derek and Ron and Skylar are moving forward, and then there's someone sitting there alone, and that has to be my sister. She must have realized it was too much. I never know if I'm recording or not. Oh my God, I just recorded a whole bunch of time, and I could see when I turned it off that I actually turned it on. But I see they all made it, and now Ron is already on his way back. I can't... Are you fucking kidding me? I am having such a hard time recording because I can't see the screen. Everybody had made it to the end. I don't know if I have any recording of that. My sister stayed. You see Ron next to her. She stopped, you know, not even halfway, and he just made it back to her. So anyway, the tide is coming in, and so we will go to the cave to see if it's blowing, and if it is, I will show you that. I'm sure I'll show you that. Anyway, we will be at the bush compound, so I will at least show you that. Oh my goodness, I can see in my screen, this is going to be better. See, they have a little bit of parking here for the blowing cave, and people also park now because of the bush compound, which became very popular when we had bushes in the White House. So that's what it looks like, and it's all part of it, this whole tip. I just walked down a path and I couldn't record because I don't want to fall. Okay, the cave is like straight ahead there, but it's not blowing right now. The cave wants to blow a little bit, but it's not, the tide is not high enough. Like I said, I think the blowing part, it's like it's where between where the kids are and where that man is standing. And I'm sitting here editing, and that man that's standing there, that's Derek. And there's times it will blow completely over the road. There's the girls. So glad Skylar gets to be with her cousins again. She's only ever missed 2 summers. No, only one. Since she's 2 years old. I've taken her to Maine every year. The only year it didn't happen was 2020 pandemic.